Good morning students. Today we will discuss about the computer network model. Let us see what do you mean by a model, and let us discuss about layered architecture, and then what are the layers that are present in a OSI reference model. We will discuss about computer network model. A communication subsystem is a complex piece of hardware and software. That is, whenever we talk about a computer network model, right, this consists of both hardware and a software component. And implementing of these software for such subsystems were based on single, complex, and some on unstructured programs, and these will be interacting with these components. While working with these components, the resultant software was very difficult to test and modify. To overcome this particular problem, the ISO has developed a layered approach. In this approach, the networking concept is divided into several layers. It has been divided into several layers, and each layer is assigned a particular task. Therefore, we can say that the networking tasks depend upon the layers. So, let us discuss what do you mean by a layered architecture. Layered architecture. The main aim of the layered architecture is to divide the design into small pieces. That is, the lower layer adds its services to the next higher layer to provide a full set of services to manage communications and to run the applications. And it provides modularity and clear interfaces. It provides modularity and clear interface. That is, it provides an interaction between all these subsystems, and it ensures the independence between the layers by providing the services from the lower to the higher layer without defining how the services are implemented. Therefore, the modification in a layer will not affect the other layers. In this, coming to the basic elements of the layered architecture. So, what are the basic elements in this? The basic elements are service, protocol, and interface. What do you mean by a service? It is a set of actions that a layer provides to the higher layer. That is, consists of all the actions that a layer provides to the higher layer. And you know what do you mean by a protocol? It consists of a set of rules, that a layer uses to exchange the information with the peer entity. These rules mainly concern about both the contents and the order of the messages used. The third one is very important. It is the way through which the message is transferred from one layer to another layer. Is the one through which message transferred from one layer to the another layer. These three are the three basic the components which are present in any layered architecture. Suppose if a layer n in a layer n architecture, layer n on one machine will have a communication with the layer n on another machine, and the rules used in conversation are known as layer n protocol. Layer n protocol. What do you mean by this? Suppose if you have got a layer n architecture, a layer n on one machine. Suppose we have got a number of layers like this, n. A layer n on one machine will have a communication with the layer n on another machine, and the rules used in conversation are known as a layer n a protocol. Let us see how we are going to have these layers. In this, we will have a layers like this. So, said to be the protocols. In case of layered architecture, no data is transferred from layer n on one machine to the layer n on the another machine. Instead, each layer passes its messages or the data to the layer immediately just below it and until the lower layer is reached. The below layer one in the physical medium through which the actual communication takes place from here to here through this particular medium. In a layered architecture, unmanageable tasks are divided into several small and manageable tasks. The data is passed from the upper to the lower levels through an interface. The layered architecture provides a clean cutout interface so that minimum information is shared among the different layers. It also ensures that the implementation of one layer can be easily replaced by another implementation. These set of layers and protocols is known as network architecture. Network architecture. So then, why do we require this layered architecture? We require this layered architecture for the following things. The first one is to divide and conquer approach. Divide and conquer approach makes a design process in such a way that the unmanageable tasks are divided into small and manageable tasks. In short, we can say that this approach reduces the complexity of the design. Next one is, as we discussed, modularity. What do you mean by a modularity? The layered architecture is more modular, and this modularity provides the independence of layers, which is easier to understand and implement. The third one is easy to modify. It ensures the independence of layers so that implementation in one layer can be changed without affecting the other layers. The last one is easy to test. Each layer of the layered architecture can be analyzed and tested individually. So let us discuss about the OSI model. What do you mean by an OSI? OSI stands for Open System Interconnection. Is a reference model and that describes how information from one software application in one computer moves through a physical medium to the software application in another computer. This OSI reference model consists of 7 layers. And each layer performs a particular function, or it performs a particular function, or we say it as a task. This OSI reference model was developed by IOS, that is nothing but an International Organization for Standardization. It was developed in 1984 and it is now considered as an architectural model for the intercomputer communications.